Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Anne Arundel County Police Department promotional ceremony. I'm Mark Lemansky, and I'm getting my first little verbal jitters out. Public Information Officer for the Police Department. And it's my honor to welcome all the family and friends who are here today to celebrate with today's promotions. Please allow me to introduce our special guests and senior command staff in attendance. Today we have with us Mr. County Executive Stuart Pittman is here today with us. Police Chief William Lowry. Chief, good morning. Deputy Chief of Operations Gerard Flemings.
Good morning.
Acting Deputy Chief of Administration Michelle Simpson.
Good morning.
Major Catherine Goodwin, Bureau of Patrol. Major, good morning.
Good morning.
Major Ross Passman will be here today. He's on his way. Bureau of Operations and Investigations. Acting Major Jeffrey Silverman, Bureau of Administration. I'd also like to recognize all of our captains who are in attendance as well, and also Corporal O'Brien Atkinson representing FOP Lodge 70. Corporal Atkinson, back here. Welcome. At this time, I would like to invite our County Executive, Mr. Stuart Pittman, to come forward and give his remarks.
Thank you, Mark. I'm going to take this off if that's all right. Am I loud?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's this is a good day. This is the time for me. I can't remember how many of these I've been to. I guess this might be my third, and it's the time when we celebrate something that the police department does, I think, better than any other department of county government, which is honor the chain of command. And I think it's absolutely essential that an organization like the Anne Arundel County Police Department have a strong chain of command, and that the residents understand what that means. And in county government, as I look around, I am always trying to increase public trust in every department, increase community engagement with every department, increase transparency in every department, and the police department is the one that I think has done it the best. It seems like every 5 or 6 years there's a big effort to make changes. Some people call it reform. I just call it improvement, and we're in another one of those times. That's no secret. It's a time where it's difficult for some to be a police officer because police departments around the country are under all kinds of scrutiny due to things that have happened in other locations. But all the government's under scrutiny. I'm under scrutiny. We're all getting yelled at by somebody, and a lot sometimes, certainly during this pandemic. But we've been working in my office. Some of my staff we've been spending a lot of time talking to Chief Lowry, the command staff. I think I'm on the phone with Obi at FOP just about every week now, checking in and trying to communicate better to the public what our police department does, what it has done in the past, what it does now, and some of the things that are going to be happening in the coming years. Big one is body-worn cameras, which is going to change everybody's life in this room. And I don't think I would like to wear a body-worn camera all day long. But for a lot of you, I think it's going to be a good thing. It's going to show the great work that you do. I think we're going to have more clarity about everything that goes on out on the streets because there's going to be a video of everything. But the chain of command part of it is the part that is essential and it's non-negotiable. I would never want to work in a job where my boss and my boss's boss and the people around me and the structure wasn't consistent, wasn't clear, and that they weren't the folks that were making the decisions about my future. And while we want community engagement in policing, and while we want transparency, we don't want to break the chain of command. We don't want any resident who is not part of the institution and understands the rules calling the shots. And so I just want to pledge to you that that will never happen as long as I'm the county executive in the Anne Arundel County Police Department. The chain of command actually goes to me. I'm the civilian oversight. And that's the way it works in the military with the president, that there is civilian oversight. And that's the way the charter of Anne Arundel County is established. So I just want you all to know that you are part of a chain of command. You are celebrating changes in that chain of command. People are moving up. Congratulations. It's an exciting day for that. There are people being moved around in the department, as there always are, every year, I guess. Some of you are getting experiences that are broadening your skills. In some cases, that means changes long-term in your career, moving up the ladder. Other people are happy where they are. Sometimes I think it's easier to stay where you are than move up the ladder. But this is really an essential part of what any law enforcement agency does. And it's what we do in Anne Arundel County. So we want to celebrate it. I'm going to be handing out citations to everybody as they come up, which are going to say, so I don't have to read them all, in recognition of your promotion to the rank of X or Y, you have routinely gone above and beyond the call of duty and displayed excellence in your service to the citizens of Anne Arundel County. You deserve to be commended for your steadfast commitment to protecting the lives of our citizens. We are pleased to acknowledge your success in your career and in earning high respect from friends, colleagues, and citizens every step of the way. We extend to you our sincere appreciation and best wishes in all of your future endeavors. Thank you for helping to make Anne Arundel County the best place for all. So these are not personalized. I'm sorry, they all say the same thing. Now I'm gonna ask the chief to come up. We miss Chief Altamari at these events. I don't know if you can match the humor, the passion, but I'm really thrilled that Chief Lowry has stepped into this position, is making what seem to be the right changes. I think morale, as far as I can tell, is good. And I think we're a great department and we're in great hands. So thank you.
Everybody seems to be all tense. Kind of lighten up a little bit here. Especially moms and dads, if you have children here, don't worry about if the children are talking or they're not sitting in their chairs. That's a good sound, okay? I've got 5 grandchildren and 3 grown boys, so I love to hear the sounds of children, so don't be put off by that. So I won't say a whole lot of things. I know the focus here is for the future sergeants and lieutenants to come up and get their badges and to celebrate with the family. So family members, first of all, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for all your support for these officers, and not only in their careers, but I know they've been studying and preparing. There's been under a lot of stress. So I really thank you for your assistance on that. County Executive Pittman, thank you for your support, sir. I really appreciate the words that you just said about this department. I started this, the command staff's tired of hearing this. I say the same thing. I started 47 years ago in law enforcement. I was as excited this morning about getting up and coming to work and being able to participate in a promotional ceremony like this as I was when I went into the academy on September the 4th, 1973. I love this police department. I know I haven't come up in the organization, so I miss some of that. But I would put this police department up against any law enforcement agency in the United States. We're so far ahead of some of the national things that are being said. Our police department has already accomplished those. That does not mean we cannot improve. We will never be status quo, either moving forward or backwards. So, and these folks that are going to be coming up on the stage today, They're the future of this organization. They're the future of the support and service to our community. So I don't take this for granted. I love doing this. So I just want to say congratulations to all the promotees, 13 sergeants and 3 lieutenants. That's a big deal in our police department. That's a huge infusion of supervisors and commanders. So I encourage you, and I know you don't, but don't take this lightly. It is really a significant step in your career and in the history of this police department. I'm a big believer. I'm always kind of an eternal optimist. I got that from my mom and dad and from the Lord. I think there are really great things ahead for our police department and for law enforcement in general. Is it challenging? Yes. But to me, that I look for opportunities in that. And I know these people that are coming up on the stage are going to do this. So the folks that are getting promoted, I think most of them are right in front of me here. I want you to listen to me for a second. Not that you don't always, or whoever's got these stars and stuff on, but I'd really like you to listen to me for a second. You can make a difference in this police department. Not only you can make a difference, I'm confident that you will make a difference in this organization. I've always said, other than the chief just kind of sets the tone for the agency, and the executive command staff and the majors and captains, we should be looking kind of forward, down the line about what's coming on. To me, the most important rank, and lieutenants, don't take this the wrong way, is the rank of sergeant. Sergeants have so much impact on the men and women in this agency. So you can have an impact. I know you will. I want you to care for them. I want you to care for the folks that are underneath your command and your supervision. I want you to take care of them. And the things I'm saying, you probably have already heard those, but I don't know that you can over-encourage people too many times. So I truly want you to care for your folks. I want you to take care of them. I want you to train them. I want you to mentor them. And I want you to love them. Cops don't say that a lot. People accuse me of being kind of a soft-hearted, as I get older. But I really mean that. I want you to love the people that work for you. And I want you to love the community that we serve. Are there challenges here? Yes. There's no question about that. But that's what we do as public safety officials. When challenges come in front of us, we look at them, examine them, and we create a path forward, for positive issues. I think challenges are equal opportunities. So when I wrote this, I was thinking of Deputy Chief Flemings. He and I kid because he's a little younger than I am, not much, but he's a little younger. But the guy has an unbelievable affinity for numbers. He may not remember my name, but he knows my cell phone number. 86,400. That's the number of seconds that are in a day. God gives all of us 24 hours in a day. So the question is, what do you do with that time that's given to you? Where are your priorities? Do you because once that second is gone, you can never retrieve it. You can't get it back. And so I really want you to examine just what I said there, 86,400 seconds. So it's up to you to determine what you want to do with those seconds in that day. And you will. I am positive that you will have a tremendous impact on this organization. So I really encourage you, like I said, to think about that every morning. I know everybody has bad days, right? We all have issues that we deal with. But if we come to work with the attitude that we're here to make a difference, we're in a public service position. There's no more job more dangerous than the one that we do. We're the only job where people will try to harm us potentially because that we wear a uniform. They don't care what color we are. They don't care how old we are. They don't care about our socioeconomic. But we're also one of the professions that because of this uniform that we wear, people will come up and congratulate you. And people will tell you, even if they don't verbally, cops are really good at looking at people's eyes. And we can tell when people appreciate us. So Never doubt yourself. Never. Make a commitment every morning to use those seconds as they go throughout the day. Probably the greatest basketball player, in my opinion, other than maybe Wilt Chamberlain, is Michael Jordan. You know that Michael Jordan, in his career, he missed 9,000 shots. He shot the basketball and missed 9,000. And he's considered one of the greatest basketball players ever to play the game. So what does that mean? There are going to be times when you're going to fail. Don't be afraid to make decisions. Don't be afraid to fail. But when you fail, pick yourself up, learn from it, and keep going forward. So I probably talked too much as it is, but I just let you know that I do not take this position here for granted. I know it's an interim in acting, but I'm not acting like an acting chief, if that makes sense. I'm trying to make decisions, and I'm trying to listen to people, and I'm trying to put the right folks in the right position. I love you all. I really do. And I care for you, and I couldn't be prouder of your accomplishments. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mr. County Executive, and thank you, Chief Lowry, for your words this morning. As the Chief said, 13 corporals are being promoted to the rank of sergeant, and 3 sergeants are being promoted to the rank of lieutenant. So this is where the fun part starts. As I call your name, I'll ask you to come forward to receive your badge and certificates. You'll approach the stage on the right side of the stage. If you will be having your badge pinned on by someone other than Chief Lowry, please have them accompany you to the stage as I read your bio that you wrote. You may have seen we have our photographer here, agency photographer is here, but feel free to come up and take personal photos. I appreciate you being able to maintain our social distancing and mask wearing today. I know it's frustrating, but thank you for that. With that, when I say your name, please come forward. Corporal James Campbell. Pinning his badge will be his wife, Carolyn. Corporal James Campbell began his law enforcement career with Drexel University Police Department in July of 2009 and joined Anne Arundel County Police Department in February of 2013. During his career, Corporal Campbell has worked as a patrol officer in Western District and a detective in both Western DDU and CID child abuse. He was chosen as Police Officer of the Year in 2011 for Drexel University and Police Officer of the Year in 2018 for the Central Maryland Chamber of Commerce. Joining Corporal Campbell today is his wife, Carolyn, his daughter, Penny, his father, James, and his mother, Margaret.
Thanks for the comment.
Effective September 10, 2020, Corporal James Campbell is promoted to the rank of sergeant. Congratulations. Next, I call forward Corporal Lori Daughters. Pinning her badge are her children, Corbin and Avery. Corporal Lori Daughters began her law enforcement career with the Anne Arundel County Police Department in March of 2005. During her career, Corporal Daughters has worked as a patrol officer in Eastern District, a fatal accident investigator in the Special Operations Division, a drill instructor, and an entry-level instructor at the Training Academy. Joining Corporal Daughters is her husband, Sergeant Brian Daughters, their children, Corbin and Avery Daughters, her brother-in-law, Sergeant Bill Daughters, and sister-in-law, Donna Daughters. Effective September 10th, 2020, Corporal Lori Daughters is promoted to the rank of sergeant. Congratulations, Sergeant Daughters. I'd like to call up Corporal Matt Gibbons. Pinning his badge will be retired Lieutenant Bruce Whitlow. Corporal Matt Gibbons began his career with Anne Arundel County Police Department in February of 2011 as a member of the 72nd Recruit Class. He was assigned to Southern District Platoon 1 as patrol officer, where he became certified as a field training officer in 2014 and a police drill instructor in 2017. In March of 2019, he was selected to serve in the training division as an entry-level instructor. Corporal Gibbons is joined today by his wife, Danny, his son, Barrett, and his daughter, Coraline. Effective September 10th, 2020, Corporal Gibbons is promoted to the rank of sergeant. Congratulations, Corporal. Sergeant. Next, I call forward Corporal Scott Hall. After earning a bachelor's degree in public justice from the State University of New York, Oswego, and I apologize, can I have the name of the person pinning the badge? Rebecca? Pinning his badge will be his wife? Oh, you're not pinning the badge, you're just walking up. Okay. Joining him on stage is Rebecca. Pinning the badge will be Chief Lowry. After earning a bachelor's degree in public justice from the State University of New York, Oswego, Corporal Scott Hall began his law enforcement career with the Anne Arundel County Police Department in March of 2005. During his career, Corporal Hall has worked as a patrol officer in the Northern and Eastern Districts. Corporal Hall also has had assignments in the Special Enforcement Section Major Offenders Unit, Northern District Tactical Patrol Unit, Eastern District Tactical Narcotics Team, and the Executive Protection Unit. Corporal Hall is currently assigned to the Special Operations Section K-9 Unit and a member of the Special Operations Section Quick Response Team as a decentralized team member. Joining Corporal Hall today is his wife Rebecca, his brother Michael, and his mother-in-law and father-in-law Kathy and Joe Hagel. Effective September 10th, 2020, Corporal Scott Hall is promoted to the rank of sergeant. Congratulations. Next is Corporal Timothy Heineke. Corporal Heineke began his career with the Anne Arundel County Police Department in April 1998. During his career, he served as a patrol officer at Western District, where he served as a field training officer and was a member of the Civil Disturbance Unit, during which he participated in several special events. He also assisted the training academy as a drill instructor for new recruits. Corporal Heineke served as a detective in the Western District Detective Unit for several years before returning to patrol. Corporal Heineke has received various awards honoring his achievements throughout his career. Joining Corporal Heineke today is his girlfriend Marissa, his parents Ron and Sandra, and his niece Heather. Effective September 10th, 2020, Corporal Timothy Heineke is promoted to the rank of sergeant. Congratulations. Will Corporal Nathaniel Hollis please come forward? A native of Washington, D.C., Corporal Hollis grew up with a passion for public safety and became heavily involved in his community. During high school, he started as a police explorer and volunteer firefighter EMT in Montgomery County. During college years, Corporal Hollis served 4 summers as a seasonal police officer in Dewey Beach, Delaware. He graduated from Wheaton College in Massachusetts with a BA in political science and sociology in 2008 and started his career with the Anne Arundel County Police Department in 2010. During his tenure, Corporal Hollis has served as a patrol officer in the Western District, where he became a leader in traffic enforcement with a focus on DUI. He has received accolades at the local and state level, including being named Maryland Drug Recognition Expert of the Year and Officer of the Year by citizen groups 4 times. He was honored with a Silver Star for extraordinary police work and the Maryland Chiefs of Police Association Traffic Safety Award. He serves as a background investigator, breath test operator, academy role player, and impaired driving instructor. He has been the field training officer for approximately 30 new officers, 3 of whom he has now had the pleasure to see become FTOs themselves. Corporal Hollis thanks his coworkers, friends, and family for their encouragement. He congratulates one of his original FTOs, Corporal Tom Zappi, on his own promotion, and you would also like to recognize Lieutenant Harry Peterson for his years of guidance. Joining Corporal Hollis today is his girlfriend, Dana. He is also supported by his parents remotely in Vermont, his friends, 2 dogs, and cat, who all look forward to seeing him further grow and excel in his career. Effective September 10th, 2020, Corporal Nathaniel Hollis is promoted to the rank of sergeant. Corporal Christina Josa, please come forward. Pinning her badge today will be her husband, Sergeant David Joseph. Corporal Christina Joseph began her law enforcement career with the Anne Arundel County Police Department in March 2005. During her career, she has worked as a patrol officer in Northern and Southern Districts, a detective in the Southern District PAC Unit, and a detective in the Criminal Investigations Division Sex Offense Unit. Since April 2020, Corporal Josa has been an acting sergeant on Southern Platoon 3. Corporal Josa is joined today by her husband, Sergeant David Josa, their children, Gwyneth and Benjamin, and her father, Robert. Effective September 10th, 2020, Corporal Christina Josa is promoted to the rank of sergeant. Congratulations, Sergeant Josa. Next is Corporal Takenya McGregor. Please come forward. Her son TJ will be pinning her badge today. Corporal McGregor began her law enforcement career with the Anne Arundel County Police Department in February of 2009. During her career, Corporal McGregor has worked as a patrol officer in Western District and as a recruiter in the personnel section. Corporal McGregor has been serving as the acting sergeant for Western District Platoon 1. Joining Corporal McGregor today are her son Tavorian, both moms, Jean and Beatrice, sister Diane, and BFF Latasha. Effective September 10th, 2020, Corporal Takenya McGregor is promoted to the rank of sergeant. Congratulations, Sergeant McGregor. I'd like to call forward Detective Matthew Phelan. Detective Phelan's badge will be pinned by his brother, United States Park Police Sergeant Mark Phelan. Welcome. Detective Phelan began his career with the Anne Arundel County Police Department as a member of the 72nd Recruit Class in February 2011. Upon graduation from the academy, he was assigned to Southern District Platoon 1, achieved the rank of corporal, and became a field training officer. In April 2018, Detective Phelan became a detective and was assigned to the Criminal Investigations Division Major Crimes Unit, where he served in the Child and Vulnerable Adult Abuse Unit and Commercial Robbery Unit. Joining Detective Phelan today is his wife, Sarah, 2 eldest sons, Declan and Kellen, his parents, John and Marcia Phelan, and his brother, Sergeant Mark Phelan. Effective September 10th, 2020, Detective Phelan is promoted to the rank of sergeant. Congratulations, Sergeant Phelan. I'd like to call forward Corporal Gregory Pilkerton. Corporal Gregory Pilkerton began his law enforcement career with the Arlington County Sheriff's Office in 2005. In June 2007, Corporal Pilkerton joined the Anne Arundel County Police Department, and during his career, he has worked as a patrol officer in Northern District, a detective in the Northern District PAC Unit and TPU Unit, a canine handler in the Special Operations Division Canine Unit, and a detective in the Internal Affairs Section. Corporal Pilkerton also assists the Training Academy as a drill instructor. Prior to beginning his career in law enforcement, Corporal Pilkerton served in the United States Marine Corps Reserve, where he attained the rank of sergeant. Joining Corporal Pilkerton today is his girlfriend Emily, his children Andrew and Riley, his niece Lillian, and his father Greg. Effective September 10th, 2020, Corporal Gregory Pilkerton is promoted to the rank of sergeant. Congratulations, Sergeant. Will Corporal Michael Richardson please come forward? Corporal Michael Richardson began his law enforcement career with the Anne Arundel County Police Department in February of 2013. During his career, Corporal Richardson has worked in patrol at Southern and Northern districts. His most recent assignment was an entry-level instructor with the training division. Joining Corporal Richardson is his wife, PFC Caitlin Richardson, and their two children, Ava and Rowan. Effective September 10th, 2020, Corporal Michael Richardson is promoted to the rank of sergeant. Congratulations. Will Corporal Heather Schrantz please come forward? Corporal Schrantz began her career with the Anne Arundel County Police Department in November of 2002 as a dispatcher with the communications section. Upon graduating from the police academy in April of 2006, she was assigned to patrol in Southern District. From there, she was a school resource officer for 10 years and later served as a detective with both the Office of Professional Standards and the Community Relations Division. She has been back in patrol in Southern District for the last 10 months. She celebrates today with two loves of her life, her son Boone and her sweetheart Chris Whitaker. Effective September 10th, 2020, Corporal Heather Schrantz is promoted to the rank of sergeant. Congratulations, Sergeant Schrantz. Will Corporal Thomas Zappi please come forward? Pinning his badge today will be his wife, Irene. In 1995, Corporal Tom Zappi began his career with the Anne Arundel County Police Department. Through his 25 years of service to the Anne Arundel County Police Department, Corporal Zappi has been assigned at Eastern and Western Districts. As a law enforcement officer, Corporal Zappi has worked as a patrol officer at the Midnight Division of the Eastern District. During this time, he also volunteers time to serve as a drill instructor, teaching, coaching, role-playing, and executing leadership support at the Anne Arundel County Police Academy. At Western District, Corporal Zappi served as field training officer and acting sergeant. Through his career, he has earned various leadership commendations from both the department and the civilian sectors. Furthermore, Corporal Zappi has accomplished several law enforcement certifications, which are vital for today's law enforcement efforts. Through the many sacrifices and backing from his family, friends, and colleagues, Corporal Zappi would like to convey his humble gratitude to his wife, Irene, for always being by his side. To Lieutenant Peterson, Corporal Zappi's message reads, and I quote, "Sir, I appreciate your mentorship and for keeping faith in me." To Lieutenant Davis, "Sir, thanks for coaching me and also volunteering your time in care of the promotional process. Lastly, and I quote again, I want to thank the many sergeants, both active and retired, who have worked with me over the past few years that gave good advice whenever needed." Joining Corporal Zappi today is his wife Irene, his father Joseph, his sister Sandy, son Andrew, and Lieutenants Harry Peterson and Timothy Davis. Effective September 10th, 2020, Corporal Tom Zappi is promoted to the rank of sergeant. Congratulations, Sergeant Zappi. That concludes the sergeant's promotions. We now move into our new lieutenants. I would like to call forward Sergeant Brian Carney. Sergeant Carney began his law enforcement career with the Anne Arundel County Police Department in April of 2005. After several years as a patrol officer on Western Shift 1, he was transferred to the Criminal Investigation Division, where he worked as a detective in the Homicide Unit and Child Abuse Unit. After CID, he was transferred to the Eastern District Police and Community Together Unit, where he was awarded Detective of the Year. Sergeant Carney was promoted to sergeant in December of 2013 and assigned as the Intelligence Unit Supervisor. From there, he was transferred to the Criminal Investigation Division as a supervisor for the newly created Homeland Security and Intelligence Unit. During this time in the Criminal Investigation Division, Sergeant Carney and his team were awarded CID Detective of the Quarter and Year, 2 department unit citations, and several department commendations, and a Silver Star Award for their preservation of life, violence intervention, and dismantling of a violent criminal gang. Joining Sergeant Carney are several members of the Homeland Security and Intelligence Unit, family, and friends. Effective September 10th, 2020, Sergeant Brian Carney is promoted to the rank of lieutenant. Congratulations, Lieutenant. Sergeant Jacqueline Davis, please come forward. Pinning her badge will be her husband, Corporal Michael Teller, Maryland State Police, Aviation Command. Sergeant Jacqueline Davis began her law enforcement career with the Anne Arundel County Police Department in October of 2005. After several years as a patrol officer on Western Midnight, she was transferred to the Criminal Investigation Division, where she spent 7 years as a detective in the Special Crimes Unit, Commercial and Bank Robbery Unit, and the Homicide Unit. After CID, she was transferred to the Office of the Chief of Police as the Public Information Officer. Sergeant Davis was promoted to sergeant in October of 2016 and was transferred to Northern District as a platoon supervisor. From there, she was transferred to the Narcotics and Special Investigations Section as a supervisor for both the Fatal Overdose Unit and the Heroin Task Force. During her time in narcotics, Sergeant Davis and her team won Detectives Sergeant of the Quarter for CID and a departmental unit citation for their work in dismantling a major drug trafficking organization. Sergeant Davis then accepted a new position as a supervisor of the Child and Vulnerable Adult Abuse Squad before being asked to come back to the Office of the Chief of Police, this time as the Director of Media Relations. Joining Sergeant Davis today is her husband, Corporal Michael Teller, her parents, Bob and Susan Brenton, and her oldest of 3 children, Justin. Effective September 10th, 2020, Sergeant Jacqueline Davis is promoted to the rank of lieutenant. Congratulations, Lieutenant. Will Sergeant Chad McFarling please come forward? Pinning his badge today is his wife, Latasha. In 2003, Sergeant McFarland began his law enforcement career with the United States Capitol Police. Amongst the pomp and circumstance of his federal law enforcement duties, Sergeant McFarland enjoyed working the streets of Washington, D.C. There he learned basic investigation and made numerous arrests related to illegal narcotics, weapons, and traffic violations. Sergeant McFarland later joined the Anne Arundel County Police Department in 2007 by way of comparative compliance. Upon graduation from the academy, he was assigned to Southern District Patrol, and during the following 14 years, Sergeant McFarland held positions in various units to include tactical narcotics, internal affairs, CID, personnel, and the Police Training Academy. Sergeant McFarland served as a patrol supervisor at the Western and Northern Districts. He also held the position of director of entry-level training at the Police Training Academy. His efforts outside the agency speak to his commitment to our profession. Most notably, he has been an ambassador for the police department on topics related to diversity in law enforcement and community policing. Sergeant McFarland has spoken on these topics at the American University, the International Association of Chiefs of Police, and the Eastern Regional Police Recruiters Association. Simultaneously, he has worked to help develop positive relationships between the police department and the faith-based minority leaders of the community. For his efforts, he was recognized for the Unsung Hero Award by the Anne Arundel County 100 Club. Joining Sergeant McFarland today are his wife, Latasha, and 3 children, Sierra, Sydney, and Chad Jr. Effective September 10th, 2020, Sergeant McFarland is promoted to the rank of lieutenant. Congratulations, Lieutenant. And this concludes our promotional ceremony for today. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. Congratulations again to all of our new promotees. Please feel free to take photos. Grab folks as you will if you didn't get an opportunity to take a picture, and enjoy your day. Thank you.